and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, obviously you may notice on the screen, there is no fancy smancy graphics today. That is because we're streaming it all off my Xbox, which you might have also noticed that Miles' mic probably sounds like crap. Now, I apologise greatly if it does. Sometimes the Twitch glitch doesn't happen, but often it does. If this is the correct case, I sincerely can apologise, but there's nothing we can really do about it, unfortunately. But yeah, we're here today. We're here in Austria. Sunny, sunny Austria. Great track. Very, very short. Lap times to be in the mid-2s. Only roughly... Well, there is only 10 corners, technically. It's 9, and I don't care what you're talking about. It's 9. And I will fight anybody who says it's 10. So, in other words, I'll fight the FIA. So, yeah, there is pretty much... It's a good track. It should provide some great racing, or the mother of DRS trade. What do you expect today?
The latter, to be honest. I mean, there will be some great overtakes made on the circuit, but there will still be a DRS train just forming behind the first two cars, and I think it will be quite difficult, and strategy could be decisive for today, and really decide where you will finish in the end.
Yeah, now the strategy is a simple one-stop, apparently. I obviously cannot say whether this is true or not, because, frankly, I don't do driving. Nor I particularly know track very well, but we now have the first drivers just starting to come out on track. I think it's going to be a Williams by the looks of things. There's quite a few of the engineers come out. It's a Haas. Haas first one out on track today. And it is the Haas of... Let's have a look. See... Jonas. Miles' best friend, VSO Jonas. Out onto the track here to begin, and what's your expectations today? What are you expecting for example, pole time to be?
Like you said, low 2s, I think, or mid 2s, I think, should be pole for this race today. Jonas being the first one out is quite odd to see, as I'm used to Cesar being the first one out on track. But nevertheless, Jonas will set the first benchmark. And yeah, for everyone to beat, I think it will be a mid 2 just for the banker, and then they will smash it out. And there's already a train forming in the second sector. If you could take a look at,
yeah, I can see it
at turn 4. There are a lot of cars.
Yeah. So this is pretty much the entire field right now. We should talk about the last race. Of course, the first victory of the season for ERL, which I was very, very happy to see. Last time out in Canada. We all like to see it. We like to see how things go, especially when the good guys win. Wink. But now Jonas has began a flying lap. Why don't you take us through? Why don't you take us along with your fellow German?
Yeah, now coming up to this hairpin, which is a very tricky traction zone, especially opening up the DRS now, getting a little bit of slipstream. No, he won't. From Cesar, now coming up to turn 4. Very hard braking zone again, very tricky with the traction there. And now following this left-hander is another left-hander, so you have to place your car nicely. Jonas gets a bit wide there, misses the apex there again. Now tipping the apex there fully. Now in the third sector, those two corners very deciding on your lap. Was doing the first one very nicely. Lost a bit of time there in the second one, and now it will set the first benchmark of 2.7, which is definitely a pretty solid time for a banker.
Yeah, certainly so. Good banker there from Jonas, but he's immediately beaten by Ciro with a 102.534. Felipe with a 107. It's that same time actually as Jonas. Very good time there from the Brazilian. Who's coming up next? Antoine with a 102.674. I'm trying to find his next one track. Apologies in the all over the place. Luca with a 3. Hello. It's pointed out. FCT the Sleish with a 3.5 over his timing. 10.6 for Jacob B. That's not really a reference to time. HS4K up to the line now. 103.290. Anybody else coming around roughly? Can you see Miles?
I was just about to look at what I just saw were James and Sazala being on the medium tires, which is quite interesting to see for their back lap. Everyone else might have cut their lap because there are some guys out on a second run. So I'm currently following Marvin on board, who's coming up to the final corner right now. Will he beat the time of 0? No, he won't, but it's a 2.8, and that's a pretty solid time, which puts him into P6 right now.
Yeah, it's an okay start there from everybody so far. No real surprise about the current order, with Ciro, Antoine, Jonas towards the front of the field. Right up there from Felipe to get himself right up the field. Chandler and Marvin representing BMG, decent qualifiers there so far from them. Sexy times from Leftard, Oxtez, Laglif, Bartek, Sazala, Ablet, Crescito, and Porondi. Might be seeing a lap time from either one of these two very, very shortly. Oh no, never mind, both are invalid.
Yes, the first guys are out on track once again with Leftard, Oxtez, and Crescito. Marvin about to come into the pits, who I think ran out of fuel. Yeah, he did. So he's just going along very, very, very slow around this track, but he wants to be faster in a second run. So now Leftard will be next one, and let's wait and see what he can do. The first of the guys who hasn't set the lap time yet.
Yeah, so Leftard, of course, had a couple of good races. Finished, I believe, P7 last time out. He's now just beginning of flying that. We had Cosito actually going round. See what he can do. Cosito's been quick this season. I believe he's in a pole position. But so far hasn't really had the results to back it up. In fact, Shazoo falling to P5 at the moment, and I think they had what appears to be a very, very strong start to the season. Is this kind of surprised you?
Is it surprising between of those drivers if they do good? I mean, there are 20 top drivers in here, so there are some guys that have to do good. If we take a look at the standings, actually, I will quickly put that up on my screen at least. So if you take a look at the drivers standings, so it's Antoine who's leading currently with 66 points. I mean, it's not about the drivers at all, but just to give you an idea of how close it is. So Stir is sitting behind with 55 points, Oxus with 51, Smasher with 50 in P4, and if I look down to Thibaut, who, like you said, just won last time out in Canada, he's down in P13 and he has 27 points. So that gives you a very good indication of how close it actually is in this league. So,
one thing it does also say is that no two drivers have really done most of the season. A lot of swapping and changing for teams, which, in my opinion, probably isn't the best idea. Have constant swapping and changing.
Oh, Jonas lost it. Coming out of the penultimate corner there, and there is a Haas stranded on the left-hand side, just next to the wall.
He's going to be there for a little while, as well, he's going to be there a lot longer. He's actually out of the session. Didn't see that. Sarah improves to 102.410, just after his Brazilian. Felipe had gone fastest. Unbeknownst to me. I'm going to quickly put that on so I can actually see when lap times are coming in properly. Jacob B goes P3 as a 102.517. Getting very, very dark as VLT Cesare enters the final corner now. Can the Red Bull get himself up amongst the front runners? Yes, he can. Goes up to P9. Decent there for him.
Very decent lap there from Cesare. Yeah, now James also coming up to the final corner right now. Where will we put his Mercedes in? Remember, SRT were the first ones in the qualifiers. Now they're in P13, and Ablett currently down in P19. Yet to set a lap time So is Grief and Peroni, who's still in the pits, or is back in the pits. Anyone on flying lap right now? Oh, Marvin is.
Yeah. This time Marvin up by 86 thousandths of a second, enough to at the moment move him up in front of Cesala. Actually, I put him on the exact same time as Cesala. He's aiming to try and maybe get amongst, like, to smash a Clicito and all of them. Invalidates, though, at the penultimate last corner. Easily done.
Yeah, very easily done there. And yeah, Marvin got caught up by that, just immediately pulled into the pits. And I mean, 7 minutes for us. As I host the lobby, we will have this data glitch where the time ran down.
We're a minute ahead.
Yeah, we're 1 to 1.5 minutes ahead. So the start will also be a bit glitchy. But it's this game, so who expects something else? So those guys have like 8 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's roughly just over 8 minutes. Well, at the most they've got 8 minutes to go. So still enough time to get another run. This is probably the most track where it's very, very easy to get 4 runs in.
Yeah, one of the easiest.
C20 is very late. Down at turn, middle sector, Mercedes pulls out of the way. It's actually validated, so I don't know why I'm continuing watching him. Right left, down at turn 3 at the moment. Decent exit out of there. Actually, was known for being quite a bit of a TT merchant last couple of games, but this game, I haven't really seen that much pace from him. But we'll have to see what he can get up to. Yeah, I'd like to apologise for my mic if it's having issues. It's not just the fact that my mic's playing up; it's also I'm actually eating my dinner right now. So if there is any mic issues, I will like Anil just said there.
Actually, might be me who has having these mic issues. As Peroni now gets himself up to P11 with his lap. I have those mic issues. That's unfortunately by the game and Twitch and the Xbox.
Yeah, it's,
the one who's not streaming.
He's using Twitch or Xbox is the problem. Yeah, it's Robotron. That'll be Miles. If it's Robot, then it'll be Miles. There's nothing we can do about that. That's just how it works. There is nothing we can do about it. If I stop the stream, it will get worse. So, I'm gonna put this in the nicest way possible. Sorry, but you're gonna have to live with it. Antoine improves to go to P5 with a 1:02.621. Decent time there from him. Who's coming up now? The Creeper still hasn't got a lap in. Felipe doesn't improve. Sarah is up by 31 thousandths. It's down by 3/10.
Cam was asking what happened to Orana, so he obviously talks about Jonas.
He left in 2019, mate.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Thanks, O'Neill. He lost it coming out of the penultimate corner, and that was his quality done.
Speaking of lost it, Sarah just lost to 1:02.384 by going wide at the final corner. Which is not good there. 3.5 minutes for him. He's got to get around then to get another lap in. Jake B's just starting another lap. Chandler, he is down by 89 thousandths heading into the double. Heading into the last sector now.
It's just a bot with Marvin, who just invalidated his time, being up 3/10 of a second. Would have been a massive
I would have put him in around the front, but instead for Marvin, it is still midfield obscurity for the German.
Currently following James, who now lost it coming out of the hairpin. Like I said, very tricky traction zone there for all the drivers, especially if you're on the wheel. You have to really focus.
It's not the best. As you see a little bit of cheeky slipstream here from BMG. Chandler giving the slip to Marvin. Down into turn 3. Marvin with a big lock-up just to compound the issue. Double left-hander. Jakey B goes to 102.425. Up into P2. Marvin up by a tenth and a quarter. Invalidates again.
Yeah, same spot like the previous lap.
Yeah, you want to try and carry as much speed as you can for there, but it's also so easy to invalidate.
It is definitely.
It is.
Go on.
Alright. So, you go ahead.
Yeah, so some of the drivers currently on their out lap. Oxus is just chilling on the third straight without any fuel in his car. So he might come into the pits. Oxus is a very, very competitive driver in this game. I've never seen him on the previous games, but he switched in WR, he switched from Tier 2 into Tier 1. And also in TSRL, he's very competitive.
You wouldn't have seen him on the other game, because he was a ABS runner on last games, so you wouldn't have seen him really around much.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. It's now left it, lost it, coming out of turn 4 there. Also very, very tricky traction zone. Bit too much throttle input there for left it, and he basically lost his Ferrari completely.
Well, the last couple of laps coming in pretty much everybody now. And it's going to be Biro Perondi to start the Crusade, or rather, not start the Crusade, she's just starting his final flying lap now.
Yeah, Crusade is on a flying lap.
Yeah, just about to say Crusade was probably the furthest round in the Alfa Romeo. Can Crusito find, he only needs to find 2/10, but that is very, very difficult to do around here. But he's found half of it, a tenth and a bit. Can he keep it together? Find the rest. One of the Rebels goes slowly in the back straight. Presume that's potentially Oxtez. It's not, it's his teammate Sazala. Big run for the final couple of corners then. For Shizuka Cito runs out wide, invalidates his lap. What would it have been? It would have been a 5-0, which would have put him up in front of his compatriot. And Beersa Antoine. But it's not going to be. Next up is going to be Aero Luca, but his lap's invalidated. So actually be, I believe, Perondi, perhaps.
Might be Perondi,
who is up by a 10th. We've moved me to the top 10 at the moment, but only a 10th for Perondi. The checker flag is out, apparently, according to the game, but it isn't. The checker flag will be out in about another minute. Up to the line, Biro Perondi, 2.558, fight quite a lot of time in the last sector. Goes P5 for the moment. But where will this land him in the end? Who's around on the lap? Lefton, I think, will be one of the next ones to come to the line. No improvements at the moment still. So it will be SRT Lefton. Can Lefton put himself up there? He's fighting 6/10 to go to pole. He won't without final corner. That was pretty damn terrible. Lap stayed clean though. Only improves by 18 thousandths. Seems to really struggle with the last couple of corners. BDD Smasher coming to the last couple of two. He's down by 5.5 seconds. We're not going to be him improving. Did see somebody in the final couple of corners, but
Antoine is coming up to the line right now. Seems to be quite fast. Will he improve? He improves.
Oh,
but only just for one position.
Renault behind him. Bartek Kronos goes P9, 688. 2/10 off pole position. Wow, that is a close margin right now. Who's coming up soon? Shazoo Felipe. Can he get himself up in front of his Brazilian compatriot? No, a 10th down for Felipe. He doesn't improve. One of the Red Bulls, Oxtez, starts his final flying lap of the session. Who's around? Miles, let me know if you find anybody towards the back end of the lap.
Sirius coming to the penultimate corner and invalidates. So no improvement for him. JKB following closely behind, so he will be the next one. Can he challenge Syrah for pole? That will be the question now.
Improved.
Not the best run through. The final corner, and JKB actually improves.
Yeah. Wow. JKB 102.358, Syrah 102.410. It's so close to the front of the field. Who's coming around now? James peeling into the pit lane. I can see an Alfa Romeo potentially around the final couple of corners. I honestly don't know.
It was Hawks.
Benito it was. It doesn't improve.
Oh.
I think that might be actually the end of the session because I can't see. Lefted has managed to find a very peculiar.
Marvin was on the flank, but he invalidated. Yeah, just saw that. So Zala also invalidated. Ox is into P11, so free tire choice for him. Braun is coming into the pits. Is Filippo on the lap? No, he isn't. And I don't think Lefted will be. No, he's running out of fuel. So there you have your grid. JKB taking pole position from Sarah and Filippo. Let's see our top 3.
Tell you what, very happy with that. Taking pole position, that's going to be pretty interesting. Sarah P2. That's going to be a very aggressive turn 1, so I'm expecting an accident. Go over there for Felipe to get up into P3, Chandler P4, Antoine P5, Brody P6, Casito 7th. Smasher, Bartek, Jonas, Oxted, Cesale. Quite a lot of different VLT guys, actually, 11th and 12th.
At least
best
they will have...
start isn't inside the top 10.
Yeah, at least they will have free tire choice, and I'm really curious to see what they would go, which tires they will choose. Also, down to the grid, up until P19 within 1 second. Lagriff not being able to set a lap time. I don't know if there was a quali ban or something involved, but I don't think so. But that gives you a good indication of how close this grid is.
Yeah, so Lagriff's actual best lap time was a 103.0, but every one of his laps was invalidated. So a 103.087 would have put him 17. So to be fair, it's not much of an improvement.
Definitely not, no, but I'm really surprised to see those many lap times being invalidated, because I don't think it's that hard to keep away from the track limits here.
I was just about to make a point here about how this race is going to be decided on penalties, and you've just completely ruined that narrative.
Yep.
Exactly. I was just literally about to do them. Yeah, now, while this is quickly loading in doing the formation up, do you want to quickly do what he texted me?
Yeah, we will just quickly do a new party.
1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I need a new Luda. Yeah, I'm outside. Live inside of time. Miles, you play the ring, idiot. Right, yeah, hello. So, I don't know if this is better, worse, whatever. It probably makes absolutely naff all difference, but maybe.
Let's hope it's better for the race.
Let's hope so.
It should be, but with the Xbox and Twitch app, it's a bit...
It's a bit of a word I can't say because I promise not to swear.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, Maurice. DSR Maurice says hello, Miles.
Hello, Maurice. So, let's just quickly have a look on the tire situation. So, there are 3 guys opting for the hard compound tires, which is Marvin, Lefted, and Hawk. Down in P19. Everyone else outside of the top 10 is opting for the mediums. I know from personal experience, we did this sounds good for me, which is perfect. I know from personal experience from before the actual league racing thing started on this game, that I did a soft to medium strategy, and I really had to manage my tires. So maybe that's why Marvin opted for the hards, because he's on the pad, and to manage your tires on the pad is even harder. So that might explain that.
I don't want to be rude, but Miles sounds like popcorn in microwave.
Why is it good for one and bad for the other? I don't get that. Is that better?
No, now you just... I'm not even going to say what you're about to say. Now it sounds like you got it up your arse. Right, so... Thank you all very much for being here, by the way. It's always great to see the support. Of course, I definitely 100% unbiased, but up the air out for tonight. We'll see how things go. 9:17, I ain't looking forward to it, but you know what? Bartek OP. Up the Poland. Jacob pulls into his slot then. Sarah alongside him. Give a very, very tense first corner, this one, and I don't...
It will be, yeah.
I'd expect there to be a multiple car pile-up. I emphasize the word multiple by saying multiple times. The lights coming on there. We have 4, we have 5. 5 red lights. For God's sake. They're not even revving their engines yet. The lights have already gone out. They're not even revving their engine. You love to... They are. Now we're about to get underway. 5 red lights are apparently back on. And we're underway here in Austria. Good getaway from Sarah. That's a brilliant getaway from Sarah. Straight up into the lead. Felipe into the back of Jake. Contact there with Chandler. Big kick out oversteer. Antoine squeezes through. Side by side down with Williams and Perondi. Gets himself through as well. Ablet's been killed at the back. Charging out his turn 1. Sarah already has a 6/10 advantage. Big send by Antoine. Nearly makes contact with Felipe. Gets pushed upon the curb by Chandler. Who now has Perondi. Going straight around his outside and through. Up into P5. Great work from Perondi. And Colicito out of nowhere. Setting himself down the inside now. With the McLaren just behind him. A BDD smashing with Bartek for last in P9. P10. Milty says still side by side. Chandler and Colicito. Surely Colicito out here will cause a monumental accident. But no. Colicito backs out. Chandler holds the position down at line 8 because BDD smasher round the outside. I won't call this ever taking place. You know what? He wants it anyway. Gets pushed out on the curb. They make contact. These two possible people. And these have a big accident. Big backhand loss from Chandler in front and out to the inside. Jonas and Bartek for us. I don't really expect Bartek to battle that much. He does not. Jonas through up into P9.
Very great first step, and I'm really satisfied that we have everyone on board and only Luca with slight wing damage, as that might change now coming up to the hairpin for anyone. No, it doesn't. Still Luca only 6% damage on his front left, and now yeah, left head.
There,
yep.
Bit of a send. Oh, Marvin just got sent from Exotic Games by an absolute mile back. And if I know Marvin, he probably isn't going to be happy with that and probably saying some things in German.
He might be, yeah, but he has to play the long game right now. He's on hard tires. He has to just stick with the group, basically, and stick with the train, which is still there. The only guy
it's easier said than done.
Yeah, that's for sure, but Hawk is currently the only guy who really dropped off 5.6 seconds, 5.8. There's no wing damage, so I'm not quite sure. He's into... I will quickly double check that, if there's a wing change or something.
No, it's imagine retiring for your own team
on lap 3.
Race is going badly. On lap 3. I'm just not going to say anything about it.
So DRS is activated, and Smasher looking very feisty there on Crisito, who just dropped off of the guy in front. It's yellow flag from sector 1. Okay, that's Hawk. But yeah, Marvin's still up the back of James, so he's sticking to what he wanted to, basically. Just sticking to the train. Is there any gaps forming? As I just saw Lagrieve losing the back end, and Jonas already
has a penalty.
Oh, that's early.
That's way too early to get penalty. Lap 3 and you're already picking up penalties. That's where you've got a problem. Zero interestingly burning a bit of his ERS up the hill. It's actually about matching Jacob B for ERS. Felipe behind has actually got a little bit less with Antoine, which everybody seems to be around the anywhere between 40 to 60% mark. So nobody's particularly, from what I can see anyway, being an idiot with it and just full on blasting it. Position movers wise, there hasn't been that many big moves for position. James is the highest mover up 4. The biggest loser is Ablet with 3.
So not a lot of position yet, but that's still to come. I mean, like we said in quality, there will be a big DRS train, and that's exactly what we have right now.
Well, nearly not. Chandler is only just in the DRS train at the moment.
And now Cristito lost it. Lost the DRS to Chandler, and now he's back in. So it's just a bit of a ding dong right now, just to stick with within that 1 second, just applying a bit more DRS if you need to stick within that 1 second. Who's looking strong right now? I mean, it's basically everyone. No move to be made.
Yeah, it's pretty much just a big trade at the moment. Is what you expect around here on that 5. I'd like to apologise for my hiccups, by the way. It's annoying me just as much as it's annoying you.
Oh, yes, we have a yellow flag, which is Abbott, who has basically no front right downforce anymore and understeers into the gravel trap. Yep. And now he has like the Grief, who just went straight through him, and Jonas with another time penalty, which is very crucial.
I'm sure you're not Jonas. I'm sure Jonas hasn't been damage.
Jonas is no, it's only Ablad who has damage, and Luca has slight damage. Everyone else
has he got his telemetry on?
Yep. They all got, apart from there's fighting going on between Cristito and Smasher.
Cristito and Smasher. Well, they're smashing into each other. That's what's happening. Smasher gets through, up into P7.
But now crucially has 1.7 seconds to the next car, and so no DRS for him.
And that's a DRS train. And so crucially, what's in front of him is a DRS train.
Yeah, so he might not be able to catch up. Jonas looking also very strong right now, trying to overtake Cristito, who seems to be struggling a bit right now. And Bartikvar is just sitting behind the other soft running guys currently. Also, Ox is looking very strong, having dropped Lasouche, and is the leading medium runner right now.
It's interesting here. You've got
also looking very close
the top 5
at the front.
Yeah, Jacob is getting very close to Sarah, but I was about to say, what this kind of just reminds me, it just makes me think of like, this is technically 5 BRL drivers in the top. 3 BRL drivers in the top 5. Just the reason I say that is because Felipe's obviously quite close friends with Sarah Braun.
But O'Neill hear that.
I'm just being honest. I'm being true. It basically is. Hopefully, I mean, I'm just gonna say absolutely. No, I don't think he leaves to BRL. Actually, BRL made a new site today. No, I reckon about that. Jump out, Dillo. Could you tell me what that means? I don't know what that means, but I keep seeing on Twitter. So, Sarah, 3.5 tenths in front of Jake. At the moment. Now, Jake, I don't think he's got 100% ERS. He's not going to bother thinking about an overtake at all. With Felipe just behind. Felipe's actually running quite dry in his ERS. So, I don't think he'll be... I don't think he'll be. I don't think he'll be potentially in the contention. Cheeky mate. Oh dear. I'm causing drama with features who are the Brazilians. God. Bring that in.
Jonas might dive in. Jonas might dive into the
pits. Hello, yeah.
He just got stuck behind Cristito, and it's the first one, closely followed by Bartik Fras, who looked very close to hit Jonas at the back, but didn't. So I assume hot tires for both of those guys, and they will go to the end.
Yep, odds on both Jonas and Bartek. These hiccups are actually maybe probably a guy from out of the street. Both are going to come out pretty comfortably in front of the Glyph, I think. Actually, I say pretty comfortably. I mean, it's not exactly.
He's not that far off.
Comfortable. No, he's with them. That's good. That's good for him. So. That is very good for him. So Jonas, 6 seconds behind Leftard. So it'll be interesting to see how quickly he gets onto the back of another hard runner. And do any of the front runners come in themselves, or is it just a bit more of a continual train of drivers staying out?
Cressito is coming into the pits.
Chandler in as well. Chandler in, Cressito in. So
he might get held. Might even get held slightly by the Alfa Romeo man. That could. No, he didn't.
Not quite. Chandler goes. He's going to be pretty comfortably in front of Jonas and Bartek, I think. Obviously, guys there, but however, Cressito
Jackie might have a go.
Is behind Jonas.
No, he doesn't. Oh, that's interesting. So the undercut is working. Will be crucial if Jakey goes for an undercut on Syrah, but if you take a look at the battery, which I like to do, so Jakey's just chilling behind. He has a full battery for himself, whereas Syrah is like on 50%, which is very, very crucial. And Felipe is behind, and Antoine dives it in. So it's Burundi.
Yeah. Both in, so that's 4th and 5th into the pit lane. This is quite crucial. Jonas for the pep with a 9 seconds off Jonas.
So Jonas is basically out of this race. 9 seconds worth of penalties is way too much to even challenge for anything in this race.
Both go up. Now Proddy was actually a little bit late to get released. Antoine. So where is Chandler in comparison to both of them? Behind, I think. Ooh, bloody close to Burundi. Side by side, Chandler, Sita, and Biro Burundi. That is turn 2. Burundi using the button, using some cheeky DRS. Burundi goes a little bit deep, but is ahead. And up into 13th, crucially in front of Chandler, which I think is actually an overcut, if I'm right. I don't remember Chandler being a front. I'll say.
I'm not quite sure.
Oh, you're already saying that. Sarah in! Race leader into the pit lane, gets it stopped pretty comfortably. Yellow flag built. SLT left it as done dying.
And Smasher and JKB staying out, which could be crucial for the later stages of this race. They go onto the medium, Sarah is on the hards. Which is no surprise, to be honest. Marvin gets a penalty.
Is going to be. Hang on a minute, Antoine's in front. Antoine has jumped Syrah. VSR Antoine.
So he made the undercut work.
Perfect undercut. Yeah. So Antoine nails the undercut and takes the lead, effectively, of this race.
And that could be crucial for Jakey, Felipe, and Smasher if they come into the pits. I mean, Smasher is off 3.5 seconds from Felipe right now. But all the other guys, I think Jakey and Felipe, they will drop behind Antoine and Syrah as well. And Pronny's not that far off of his teammates, so that could also play into BRL's hands right now.
Crucially though, this little undercut portion, these are all going to be completely mental. Mate, I've said this before, mate. It's mine. If it's mine that's cracking, then I ain't gonna do anything with that.
It's not yours.
Be yours. Oh. Right, if it's the... I've explained this once, but I'll explain it again. If there's audio issues, it's because of Twitch. It's because of Xbox and Twitch, not ours. So, right. So, JKB has come out directly behind Syrah. Felipe has been undercut by Burundi and has been absolutely sent for chit. by Chandler, but Chandler not able to make it through. AP12. Yeah, so it's an Xbox with Twitch problem, not ours. Yeah, I'd just like to apologise for that. It's always when the second commentator has included their audio, it just goes all crackly and horrible. Nothing we can do about it, unfortunately.
I wish it was me.
Nets. Yeah.
I knew what I would have to do. So, but unfortunately, you can't do anything about it. So Smasher actually stayed out another lap. So I'm pretty sure he will go into medium tires.
He's got it now. He's staying out this long.
It's Lasouche up the front. It's now Sarah gets past.
Sarah, hello. Round the outside of turn 2. Sarah is through and up into P9, well, P8 effectively, but what he's actually is the provisional race lead, and I think that tells me Sarah wants to get on with it.
Seems like it, yeah. I was just about to say the same, and Felipe also got past Perondi. I don't know if you caught that, because I was doing some mic stuff there. So he also got passed. So 1.3 seconds now to Jakey, who is within the top 3. Will be crucial if he can close that gap, and Felipe might even challenge for the podium, but I just saw Felipe coming up on the screen that he has a time penalty. I will quickly double check that.
I think he's got one. So we can double check, please.
I will do. He has one.
Got absolutely no grip. He's actually got saw James now pulling alongside him. This is P4. These guys are on the medium tyres, and they got a safety car now. They've been in a brilliant position. James gets close, but not able to do anything about Lasouche in front. So yeah, Felipe has a penalty confirmed by the official team account. Don't you yes, me. Marvin is all over the back of the guys in front. Crucially, these guys are the mediums. They're going to be coming in, what, at 20-ish, heading low. BDD Smasher in from the race lead. This is going to very, very, very likely be. Oh, Lasouche had an issue. At the final corner. Pulls up to the right side of the track smartly.
And now everyone. Oh, that is costly for Jakey. That's very, very costly for Jakey, who just smashed into the back. Is there any wing damage involved? No, there isn't, which is very crucial, but did he lose the DRS? That's also the question. No, he didn't, but he lost a little bit of time. As now Marvin gets past James up the inside.
Yeah. Oh, Sarah, Antoine! Antoine down the inside of Sarah! Sarah goes under and over. Side by side. Going into the double left-handers. Sarah and Antoine. Pad versus wheel. 50 quid versus 40 grand. Side by side contact. Sarah's off! Sarah's off! Oh, hello! Contact between VSR Antoine and V Syra. But ironically, Syra, formerly of VSR, they made contact. Sarah, I believe, has wing damage on the left-hand side. Yes, he does. That is massive. Massive.
That's also very, very massive for the championship right now. So, I mean,
did we have a simulation back in ERC with Sarah? I believe Save Porter as well. He collided with, I think it was ERL Most Ronin at the time.
Could be, but now it's for Jakey, who's Antoine has to defend from Jakey there, also going for the switchback line, and now in the same situation as Sarah was before. Let's hope that they don't come together as Jakey just dives out of it. Has learned from what he just saw before.
Probably just seen.
Yeah. So Smasher is out on the medium tires. Now he will go to the end. And I was just about to mention the team championship, which SRC basically is all about.
Oh, Aero Luca in.
So you will go to the heart.
Yeah. Wing damage. Ah, wing change.
Yeah, only at 6%.
Tires?
Now Jake goes up the inside.
Hell, what the hell is this?
Stick? No, he won't. Has to go. Has to wait for this straight. And now he might have a go as Antoine has nothing to answer for that. So Jake goes up the inside. Antoine tries to hold it around the outside, but can't make it. And now has to stick behind. Has he? No, he activates his ERS and now is on the outside as well. Like Zero was, and now Zero is angry. You can see that by him receiving a time penalty.
We love Angry Zero. Angry Zero is excellent. What is Angry Zero up to right now? He's on the mediums and he is pretty angry. James comes in the pits, so he's coming in thinking the hard's probably the best idea. I can understand it in the case of Lucas against wing damage, but for anybody else now, this just seems a bit daft. Marvin's made a lot of moves this race. It's currently a Red Bull 1-2, with Oxtez and Sazala in those positions. We'll see how they get on later on in the race. The exit for Perondi here is actually not a great exit from Jonas behind. Can Perondi perhaps have a go at Felipe? Felipe Perondi is faster than you, maybe, perhaps. We'll have to see. No. Probably not quite able to make the move at the moment.
Yeah, just having to sit behind him, but not the worst situation. I mean, Felipe has 3 seconds worth of time penalties. I think Peroni is completely clear of anything. Yes, he is. So is Jakey. Antoine sitting on 1 warning, so it might be decided on penalties. I mean, Felipe with the 3 seconds hanging over his name, he will drop behind Perondi. But crucially, Felipe caught up to Antoine now, is within the DRS as Marvin has to go.
Yeah, Marvin is through and pretty comfortably past Sazala up into P2. He probably won't be long till he's looking to come into the pit lane. Marvin, probably another 3 or 4 laps until we see him in. There's the leading 5. In fact, we're all leading 6. All just chillers. Mr. Angry sets the fast lap of the race.
Oh, Oxus might have
gets past the Sush.
Tire blow. Yes, he has. Front left is gone.
Oxtez on the front left has blown it. Well, has he?
It is. For me, it's
showing as a puncher.
For me, it's gone.
But he's going like 1 billion miles an hour.
Yeah, maybe he just...
Oh, big check-up.
That was crucial.
Big check-up for Jakey B. And now surely Antoine will use his momentum, potentially get past Jake into turn 1. He's on the inside line. You can overtake it until it doesn't bother going for us to come back into the line. If he doesn't get a great exit, Jake might be okay. Big slide. Great run. Here goes one. Does he have enough to make the move? Down the inside. Jake with a strong defense. Great defense actually by Jake. Antoine, can he cut to the inside? No, he can't. Pretty poor exit. Don't think he's activated DRS. Now activates DRS. Took so long for it to activate it. Doesn't go for the move. Felipe is getting interested.
And there you have your DRS train. Once again, you can see top 7 basically. In one camera shot. Crucially, Sazala, who just saw his teammate having a puncture, is had to go for another lap and now is coming into pits. So is Marvin. So Marvin will go onto the mediums, which is no surprise. Will Sazala go onto the softs?
Mediums will go soft, surely.
Marvin.
15 to go. Yeah, Marvin will go on soft, surely. 15 to go. You can make that.
I don't think so. I think he will go into the
both,
mediums. No, Marvin's on mediums.
Oh, I genuinely expected him to go soft, to be fair, with how little time in the race.
No, Antoine might have a go. No, thanks better.
Hello.
But very
You've realistically got to overtake into... You've realistically got to overtake into turn 4.
Yeah, you have
make
to.
it everything around here.
Yep, you have to.
Because
Definitely.
it's so easy to get somebody back. Speaking of which, Antoine goes to the inside line, little bit of a look, forces Jake to lock up, but doesn't really do anything about it at the moment. Felipe Perondi, Jonas, Chandler, Crisitos, all just sat here waiting for something to happen. I mean, this trade could get completely broken up by warnings. But
it could be. I mean, Jonas is basically out of contention for anything. Yeah. Having a look at his penalties. So is Marvin. He's also staying on 9 seconds. So the Germans, very cheeky, trying to cut some corners.
Have a word
for it.
Have a word. Have a word with your Germans, Miles.
I will.
Give him a 5-second type alert for TSR. You ruined your ERC race. ERC? SRC racing, so I'm punishing you here because that's the only place I have jurisdiction. We'll have to see. Thank you very much, everybody who's watching right now. Currently sitting on 67 viewers according to my account, which is always great to see. Antoine getting very close. It's very, very close. JKB. According to Wayfer, going back to the Antoine and Cyril accident quickly. Cyril could have just waited and going past Antoine. Do you think that Cyril was too impatient there?
It was not halfway through the race, so you can argue either way. You can argue if you want to get past and be up front, you want to be up front. Like you said, when Cyril got past Antoine, you said Cyril wants to get on with his race. I mean, maybe he didn't expect Antoine just to attack him back and wanted to stay up front. So on one hand, you could argue that you could play the long game. Did it? No, it was Marvin and Cesaro.
Oh, hello.
I will quickly double check that. No problem.
Antoine got very, very close to the back of Jake.
No penalty.
Put it overtake, goes to the inside line, nearly makes contact. JKB. Jake Miller, track defense. Great switch back over by Antoine. A great exit as well. This might be the race lead back. The BSR Antoine. Yes, it is.
It is the race lead back now for Antoine, who just harvested the ZRS. He was on like 50% when Jakey got passed. Now he's on 80. So very crucial. Now Jakey can do the same thing Antoine did to him, which also could be crucial. I mean, we have 12 laps to go. As Antoine getting very, very defensive there, nearly to the pit wall. James that has a time penalty. And Jonas also looking very close to Perondi right now. He might have a go up the inside. Will he? No. Oh, Perondi with great straight line speed there. But no ERS.
That's going to be crucial for the rest of this race. Is ERS. That's going to be the crucial thing. Is how much ERS management people have left. I mean, there really isn't that much at the moment anyway for most. But I mean, you look at the rest of the field. I mean, it's going through. Antoine 44, Jake 50, Felipe 25, 17 for Perondi, Jonas in 30s, and Chandler behind is 60, and Cosito on 30. It's kind of really not good. I mean, Antoine is actually starting to gap Jake a little bit here.
Trying to get away, but due to the track layout and 3 DRS zones not being able to. So you have to make up all the time basically in the first sector where there is no DRS zone. And with the track only having like 9 real corners, I mean, it's just like, I don't know what that is between turn 1 and 3, but it counts as turn 2, which isn't really a turn. So you have to make up.
It's lying to you.
Like half a second through the 2 final corners, and you can't make it. As now Jonas gets another penalty.
12 seconds now for this. I'm gonna ask currently in P5. He is going to drop like and stone.
12 seconds.
And
That's
straddling the outside curve.
out of the
Let's
top
see.
10, actually.
At the moment, that drops him all the way down to
P11. So
11.
if you, but we have to take all the other penalties into consideration there.
Yeah, it's probably, this is just an honest guess, probably about
9.
9. Because
Yeah.
Marvin has 9 seconds as well.
Yep.
I think Bartek has a penalty, for example, so I think, I'm not just sure about that, I might be wrong.
Check Jakey CRS. Oh, has Pironi made a mistake there? Nearly running into the back of Felipe.
Oh,
But, yeah, could carry on. Lassu's getting past Luca. Or P13 right now. Oh, they're battling it out.
Oh, Luca wanted a big move, but quite able to make anything about it at the moment. So somebody's going to go for something daft in this battle, I can tell, and it's just not going to end well.
So JK and Antoine equal on ERS. Felipe sitting behind, having like half of what they have. Pironi as well. So Pironi could recover a bit of his battery. And Jonas is chilling behind, so is Chandler and Crucito. Basically nothing happening, and Smasher is closing in on them. I will quickly check how the tires are looking for all of those guys.
Marvin gets past Bartek, with Cesala going through as well. Cesala actually hits the back of Marvin. Marvin gets it stopped. Bartek Frost falls out of the points.
And gets a, yeah, picks up a penalty in the process. I was just looking at the tires. So Jakey's tires are definitely the best from this whole group at the front, which can be crucial to the end of the race. I mean, we only have like 8 laps to go, but there might be something happening at the end. As Felipe is now getting very close. So is Jakey.
Antoine. Yeah, Antoine has to go defensive there, because Jakey wants to get on with things. He's going for it now. On VSR Antoine, and he's getting ready to potentially start making some moves. Pulling it down the straight, hasn't looked to the inside line, not to make anything at the moment. Getting very, very interested. This BDG driver. Minor approved stands for what? VSR. Jakey B, Felipe, Burundi, Jonas, Chandler, Crucito, Smasher. Smasher is ready to split out of this battle, but he will gain some places because of reasons. We're back from Chandler at the moment on Crucito. Big run here. Jonas maybe trying to go with the move on Burundi into turn 1, hasn't looked to the inside. He's about to make it. Marvin now has 12 seconds of penalties as a run potentially now for Jakey B. Down to turn 1, not quite able to do anything about it at the moment. He's getting interested in the
Oh, Jonas hit Pironi there. Oh, on the back, and now got past him. I'm not quite sure if I caught that correctly, but Pironi trying to fight back. Late on the brakes.
Big send. Oh, he full on sent him. Angry Brazilians are out today. Big send back from Burundi. That, crucially, has knocked Burundi out of the DRS train. Zero's only hope for some points today has just been KO'd out of the DRS train. Well, when I say KO'd, it's very, very on the limit. He might still get it.
He has, actually.
Felipe, yeah.
Yeah, Felipe
Felipe wants to be generous.
Still, still with the 3 seconds worth of penalties, I will quickly check how the warnings are looking, which looks fine for the top 4, and also Chandler looking quite good there. Smash might get promoted 2 positions, if not even 3, if he can catch up to that group entirely. But now Jonas lost a lot of time to Perondi, who caught up to Felipe once again, and Jonas now has to focus behind rather than up front.
Crucially, both Antoine and Jake are loaded with ERS. Everybody else is struggling. Chandler's in the 70s, but I don't think he's able to do it. So at the moment, it's looking good to be a battle just at the end of the race between Antoine and Jake. Can't see this going any other way, to be fair.
Could go either way. Lap 32 we have right now, so 5 laps to go. So who do you think will be on top spot this time?
Who do I think? Probably going to be Jake. I've got a feeling because he's gonna. I think this might end in a desperation overtake.
Oh, he put it up into overtake. Now might be the time. No, it isn't.
No, it's just a pinch. It's a warning shot. Oh, he rammed him into the corner.
Yes, he did.
Ramming.
Oh, Jonas actually has a bit of front wing damage. That's why he's dropping off that massively. Ever so slightly on the front left. We can't see that, but we have the telemetry open. So at least we know, or I know, because Ben is too lazy to use it.
I'm not lazy, it's I don't understand it. It's not that I'm lazy, it's I don't understand it. And I'm also lazy.
Fair enough.
And I'm also lazy. So, I mean, at the moment I'm just waiting for the rest of this pass, I'm trying to deal with a text message.
Oh, as Antoine slipped the grass there, and we have a yellow flag in the final sector, which is lefted, being stranded.
Yeah.
No front wing on the left-hand side, which could be ironic because of his
Lefty's
name.
good as favour, mate, stacked it.
For a safety car.
Blow the race completely wide open. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, hello! Jake getting more interested now. Big look to the inside. Decided again to go for the overtake, but he was definitely in the precaution.
Yeah. He's trying to make him nervous a bit.
Yeah. He's trying to unsettle. The problem is it's very hard to unsettle Antoine. Antoine can be prone to very violent outbursts, though, so... Remember that. Lefted retires in the pit lane, so... Boom.
Double DNF for SRT.
Shot.
Very unfortunate.
Jake, 4/10 is he gained a lot on the straight, so DRS helping him there, but can't really do anything about it at the moment. Get pushes overtake. Now, with 3 laps to go, it's getting interesting. Gaining on Antoine. Not able to do anything at the moment is Jake, but he's certainly in the equation. That's a cap that shouldn't be in my room, but I'll deal with him in like 10 minutes time. Again, Jake gets a good run, looks to the inside. Antoine Miller track defense. Smart. Nobody's doing anything about it, so. Interestingly as well, they are gapping Felipe, who's falling back into Perondi. Now, if I'm right, he's saying it's just Felipe as a penalty, Perondi doesn't, if I'm right.
Yes, correct.
So, at the moment, probably, to be honest.
But crucially, Perondi's on 2 warnings, whereas he had like none 2 laps ago, or 3 laps ago. Quickly check that.
Okay, so it's now not letting me change. Okay, hang on. Yeah,
Just
it's not
select
letting me
one.
change people.
You have to
I'm gonna
select
do
one,
the-
and then you can change it once again.
Yeah, it's because for those who don't know, I'm using my wheel, as you can see, and I've got the glitch where when you press the pedal down, it changes the camera. So every time I click the pedal down, it goes to Felipe, whatever happens. So that's just great at the moment. Still Jacoby and Antoine. You're gonna watch them now. Burn the CRS.
They will be, as we're about to start the final lap of the Grand Prix.
Here we are then. Jake getting out a little bit wide. That would be a warning. But Jacoby is Oxtez clears. Oxtez and Lastosha go at it for P12 and 13. Final lap then. of this Austrian Grand Prix. It's pretty much between the top two. Both of them don't have the most DRS.
Oh, and yellow flag.
Ready to do battle. Yellow flag just behind them. I'm not sure what it was, and nor of them particularly care. Good exit man toward out turn one. Big one. It's actually it's a Mercedes. It is Hector Applet towards back of the field. Jake to the outside. Not really able to do anything about that yet. Gets for a switchback. Gets his nose in. Means Antoine can't close the door. Still closes the door anyway. Really good. Running all the way to the white line. No, he does not. Jake to the outside. Big send. Doesn't get in there. Antoine just shoves him. Antoine went so late on the brakes. Forces Jake to get a bang exit. And I think that should be alright. For this or Antoine. Final couple of corners. Now, for the Frenchman, I think he's okay. Penalties dependent, of course, if he picks up one of these last couple of corners, which I will be. I'm not surprised. Big run for Jakey B to the outside of the final couple of corners. Is he going to go for the full Marc Marquez? Send into the final corner. No, he does not. It is going to be BSR Antoine, who wins by 900ths of a second. From Biro Brondi in third, Chandler in fourth, Shazoo 5 and 7 with BDG Smasher coming on P6. 7th Glicito, 8th Zala, 9th Jonas, 10th Marvin. Yes, it is Marvin in the end. So somehow Jonas and Marvin, despite having like 1,005 penalties, still managed to round out 9th and 10th. Bartak 11th, Oxtez 12th, Luca 13th, FCT Lasalshin 14th. 5th will be Legalife in a minute, and then Syrup, well, yeah.
He's going for the fastest lap.
Yeah, he just wants his personal pride. Up to the line, is it a 3? Yeah, 3.9. Ah. Right.
So crucially, Antoine got over the line with basically no fuel left. No fuel and no ERS.
Well. At least he got there.
What is Ablet doing?
I don't know.
Being disqualified. That's what he did. Can stop now.
Right. So that was that then. Oh, good race. I mean, not that much happened, but good result for BSR, for BDG as well. But
yeah,
pretty good race.
I mean, BR won't be satisfied with only Pirani being up front there. Sarah could have been. If he just, I don't know if you should say that there was a bit not well thought, just to try to hang around the outside. I mean, for us as commentators, it was great, but for his team, he might have wanted to just wait for another lap, and he would have at least would have had P2. Now he's out of the points, not getting the extra point for the fast lap, although he did it. And Peron is the only guy up front there. So if you take a look at the team's championship right now, before this race, of course, BDG was leading with 153 from BRL with 142 and VSR with 140. So just a three-way horse race right now. That's basically what this result says as well. So Antoine from Jakey at Perondi. So those are the teams that we will have to focus on for the rest of the race. But obviously everyone else can